Miss Blackshear, I just want to thank you for everything. These were the last words Margaret Burroughs told her esteemed teacher and renowned artist Kathleen Blackshear. Margaret Burroughs was a successful artist who created and opened the first museum dedicated to African American accomplishments, the DuSable Museum located in Chicago. Blackshear influenced Burroughs by pushing her to finish her studies in art. Burroughs had a deep love and respect for her teacher, Blackshear, as she recalled that at a lecture, forgetting I was from the South and that Miss Blackshear was a white Southerner, I just did what came naturally. I threw my arms around my teacher and hugged and kissed her.
Navasota native Kathleen Blackshear was one of the first white artists in Texas to convey African Americans on canvas. In Kathleen Blackshear's lifetime, she studied different subjects under many renowned artists and historians, such as portrait under artist Frank Vincent Dumond, drawing with George Brant Bridgman, and sculpture taught by Gutzon Borglum, the sculptor of Mount Rushmore. With the knowledge gained from her studies under a vast variety of artists, Blackshear taught at the Chicago Art Institute and began to influence students of her own. Even after she retired, art professors continued to teach Blackshear.
I think that really means that they like to teach their students to go out and look at their world and paint what they see. Paint the natural life, pick people, not just sticking with still lifes, but actually life itself.
One of the most prominent historians was Helen Gardner, who with Blackshear wrote and illustrated a popular art textbook, Art Through the Ages, which is used in many colleges by a number of different professors today. Navasota artist Russell Cushman said, Kathleen Blackshear opened up, through the editing of the book Art Through the Ages and her art, a multicultural appreciation that art was not defined by what we think art is or what is good, but what they think in Africa or Asia. Blackshear's connections with Gardner also eventually led to herself teaching classes at the Art Institute in Chicago from 1926 to 1946. Blackshear, with her different style of art, set a progressive precedent for many students. Many art professors today have continued to teach her art and how it was created. Former student Jack Beal, even after his retirement, continued to teach Blackshear's artistic style.
Growing up, Blackshear spent most of her time on her great-grandfather Thomas Blackshear's farm. Thomas Blackshear moved to Navasota with a number of slaves in 1858, starting his cotton plantation along the Navasota River. Blackshear kept purchasing property, and the plantation grew farther into Navasota, valuing at $150,000. Years later, on this plantation, Kathleen Blackshear became friends with the children of the sharecroppers. Starting around age 12, Blackshear began to sketch the field workers and their children while she was on the plantation. Blackshear's great-grandfather, Thomas, can be credited with, from whom she either inherited her own liberality and broadness of vision or had it grafted on her as a small girl by his teaching and example. Due to these experiences, she realized that she had a passion for art which she wanted to pursue as a career.
While attending high school in Navasota, Kathleen Blackshear put her artistic skills to use and illustrated the first ever Navasota High School yearbook. After her graduation from Navasota in 1914, Blackshear enrolled at Baylor University, most likely honoring the wishes of her parents to attend a Christian college. It was apparent that during her time at Baylor, Blackshear was a favorite of Dr. A.J. Armstrong, Dean of the English Department. Blackshear was the first to publicly urge the idea of a Browning Shrine on the Baylor campus.
Due to her idea that turned into the famous library, Kathleen Blackshear's photograph is placed in the cornerstone of the building, inscribed with, "To Dr. Armstrong, with gratitude and affection, Kathleen Blackshear." In her senior year at Baylor, Blackshear was elected art editor of their yearbook and designed it similar to that of Navasota's. In 1917, Blackshear graduated from the university with a bachelor's degree of arts and modern language.
Following her graduation from Baylor, Blackshear spent the next 7 years traveling around the world looking for job opportunities. Blackshear traveled around Texas, Mexico, and California, landing any odd job that she could get. During these years, she ended up in New York and joined the Art Students League. Her traveling came to an end once she settled down in Chicago and enrolled in the School of the Art Institute.
During most of Blackshear's life, it was the common attitude that whites were superior to blacks, resulting in segregation. In Navasota, a school known today as George Washington Carver was built and served as a school for African American children to attend. On Saturdays, Blackshear would go to downtown Navasota and sketch the black people that were doing their weekly shopping. These, along with many other sketches, make up the many pieces that Blackshear created throughout her life. She saw past the color of their skin and the racial discrimination and saw them for their beauty and intriguing characteristics. Blackshear's interest in Negroes ultimately led to her successful career as an artist.
Kathleen had come from a family of large plantation owners, and she had been raised all of her life around African Americans who were considered at the time her inferiors. They were maids, they were yardmen, they worked out on the farms. But Kathleen didn't see them as that. She saw them as a culture that just inspired her.
Because of her experiences as a child in Navasota and her interaction with her great-grandfather's employees, Kathleen Blackshear was able to be years ahead of her own society and capture the true beauty of African Americans. She was able to influence, through her history of art class, students such as Eldzier Corder, Jack Beale, and Margaret Burroughs. Corder remembered from her teaching that as all aspects of art history, paintings, architecture, African masks, Asian works, she made her students analyze things, break it down. This stops artists from being faddish or trendy.
With her different style of teaching, Blackshear was able to influence other Black artists such as Margaret Burroughs, who was a student under Blackshear at the School of the Art Institute. During Burroughs' time at the school, her grades started to fall when she couldn't afford the art materials required for her classes. She was advised to drop out of the school and save up money.
After receiving the devastating advice, Burroughs ran into Blackshear, who after hearing the whole story, insisted that she stay in school. 2 weeks after the interaction with Blackshear, Burroughs was called back to the office and told that her tuition was paid for by an anonymous donor who also gave Burroughs $25 per month to pay for art materials. Although Blackshear never admitted to the kind gesture, Burroughs believed the donor to be her teacher. This was influential to Burroughs as Blackshear pushed her to continue her education, which made her a successful artist.
Without Blackshear's continuous support of her education in the arts, Burroughs quite possibly would have given up on a career that she and other students flourished in. However, since Blackshear endlessly supported her students in any of their ventures, Margaret Burroughs was later able to open one of the first independent museums dedicated to African American accomplishments, the DuSable Museum. The museum is located in Chicago and is still considered one of the best in the nation.
I think a leader influences other people to do better in life and to want more, and I think that's what she's done.
Kathleen Blackshear has left a lasting impression on the art world today. She took a great leap when she began to paint African Americans in a time period when that was not accepted. Also, she spread her ideas of racial acceptance through art to her students, who then continued to pass it on. Throughout her life, Burroughs tried to keep Kathleen Blackshear's legacy alive in many ways, including trying to convince her family in Navasota to open a museum dedicated to Blackshear's life and artwork. Blackshear is still taught today by many art professors who continue to praise her work. She was such a gigantic influence on my life. It was a deep regret of mine that I never told her that. Even if they built a monument to her, it wouldn't be big enough, as she is one of the greatest people to come out of Texas.